Well, I've got a project this morning and it is involving this stuff right here and some toilet paper rollers. Let me show you something else. I used to have like wrapping paper, those long wrapping paper rolls on these, but you know, if you're like me, you've gone to bags. So what my plan is to go through here, see if I have any long or bigger, the lighting's not good this morning, sorry. Anyway, if I've got like big stuff, then I'm gonna take the toilet paper roller and roll it around and around and around. And then I can see what I got up there instead of having to dig in here. If it's just like little bitty scraps and stuff like this, it's going in the bag. So that's one project I'm working on this morning. All right, we'll stick a pin in it. One down. This one's getting a little fat, but I have a solution for that. Look how fat that one is. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. Okay, so this right here, the frame, you know those canvas pictures that you get, those canvas ones? Well, the frame is, of course, is wood. Cut that frame off. Find you one you don't like, whatever. Cut that frame off. Get your tension rods that go through there. That holds a lot of stuff. But your big bulky ones and stuff, let me see if I can get up here. Watch out, the big caboose is coming. Okay, can you see? Okay. This right here, put you a bracket like you do your window ones. Take it off, and you can put those on like that for your big bulky ones. And get it back on. And that's a good way to store your big bulky ones. Now these two down here, you know, they've got the rod that for different sizes is what I'm trying to tell you. So this rod right here, these two down here are the kind that have the little bracket hooks like this right here. And then you just slip them on. So that's a little wider. These are skinny. I may replace these with these because they do hold a whole lot more than these. But anyway, that's my goal and I'm sticking to it. And I'm going to get this stuff up here. I got the wrapping paper off. And because I wasn't using it, like I said, use bags. So here we go. Well, I played that little clip back and I kept saying, take the frame off, take the frame off. Take the canvas off is what I meant. Still at it. Okay, so if you was wondering about the big tubs, I actually got another big jug out in the shed, just like this. But anyway, if you have a big family, or if you're at a family reunion and stuff, I want to show you a little game you can play with all these toilet paper rollers. Okay, get everybody in a line. You have two teams. This team, and pretend there's another team, and I'm this team. Anyway, what you do is you give everybody a toilet paper roller. Okay, so you start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, how many you get till you get to the end. Okay, so I'm number 1. I get the ping pong ball and I put it in the top. The next person, I do like this, and then the next person does it like that on down. Well, the last person comes up and gets in front of me, and then I keep getting scooted down. So when I'm the last person, and I'm at the end, and that last person is at the front, then that team wins. I hope you understood that. But anyway, get you these, and everybody has them. Everybody has them. And put your ping pong ball in there and just keep let on down the line. Anyway, just a fun thought to use these. Uh-oh. Somebody's wasting toilet paper. Okay, got all those done. Run out of spools. I'll have to go back to the shed to get some more, but I'm fixing to hang these up. Ta-da! Okay, now I took 2 rods down and I plan on using them, but for the first rod, what I'm going to do, you can either use paper towel holders or a wrapping paper holder. For your big pieces, you'll want something like that for your bigger pieces, and you can roll that up on there and get more use out of your wall than in a storage bin. So I'm going to wrap these 3 on there and get this one back on, and then I'll have 1 spare to fill up. All right, got this one done. Just going to slide that through there, pop it back up on the wall, and I am organized a little bit better. Well, I found another bag of them, and so that's the thing about it. If you don't know you got them, you can't use them. So I'm fixing to head to the shed. Look at there, I'm a poet and don't know it. Head to the shed, get me some more toilet paper rollers and get these rolled up on the wall. I am trying my best to get more organized. All right, my second project was to fix my table. I had that wallpaper on there and it was just coming loose and looking pretty bad. This is just one of those tablecloths that you get. What I done is I just ran it through my machine and run me some elastic all the way around it. And then it fits pretty good. And then these things right here are those little clips you put on for your tablecloth outside so it won't blow. Anyway, I stuck me one because my table is not exactly square. You know, it curves right here, so I just thought that would help hold it down. Plus, I needed something up here because I always am up here on my table and my nippers are not here. So I have tied my nippers to this thing right here, so maybe I'll always have a pair up here. So now I want to get to a community project. Okay, so what I'm wanting to do is there is a nursing home down the road from me at the end of my street. And, you know, there's a lot of times you have people in there that just don't have anybody. So what I'm wanting to do is make, and I'm going to make some, but today I'm just going to make one. And I'm going to try to make one. So here's what my thinking is. I want to cut a piece of material at about, like, right about, maybe right here, because I'm going to give myself enough for seam allowance. That's about 18 inches. And then I'm going to go from here to probably down so I can fold it up, make a little pocket at the end. And that's 25 inches. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to fold it out on this wrapping paper right here. Okay, these things have done come in handy already. Well, you can't see it. But anyway, I'm holding my paper down with it. Anyway, I am going to cut, like I said, from here down 25 inches. So I need, that done pretty good because that's just right on the line. I was hoping so. So this line right here, I'm going to cut. I'll get my scissors in a second. Okay, so right there. And then I want to do 18 inches over. It's working out perfect because it's right on the lines. So that's one reason I wanted to use this, because if it wasn't coming out even, I was going to make it even. But anyway, this is what I'm going to use to cut out my pattern. And like I said, this is the first time I've done it, so I'm hoping it's going to work. I may have to tweak it. Go all the way down. Yeah. Right there. And then right here. Okay, so here's my front. And now, you know, you got to have something for the back. So I am going to, I know this is the width of it, so I'm going to measure it. I'm going to measure it on the side, if you can see that. And then I'm going to cut me off a piece, actually this width right here. And that is this line. All right, that's going to be my back. Now I'm going to fold it in two. Okay, and now I'm going to cut me out a neck. I don't think that's going to be big enough. I think I'm going to have to cut out more. Like I said, I might have to tweak it as I go. But that's going to be my neck. Yeah, I think that'd be okay. You know, I may have to cut out some more after I try it on. And then this is going to be my back. And then I'm going to cut, because you know your back, you don't need as much neck room in the back. There. That's the back of my neck. But, you know, it's a work in progress. Okay, so this neck ain't looking too good, because if I put it on and this is my shoulders, it's going to choke me. So I got to make a bigger neck. I'm going to go down some. So I'm gonna make me a bigger neck. Okay, I think this is better. Because here's my shoulders right here. And so the other one, I was gonna be choking them, so that's not good. They may not even want to wear it. I don't know. I'm just trying to get something so it protect their clothes, you know, so they don't get food all over their clothes. And then this part is my back half. That neck part might be okay because, you know, you don't need much neck in the back. But anyway, here's my pattern. Now I'm going to cut me out some material. Well, for this project, I'm going to use this fitted sheet. And to get it to lay flat so I can cut it, I cut the, you know, the box part of it off. I cut it off. And then I cut all of the elastic off. There it is. So now it'll lay flat and I can cut me 2 pieces per front and back. Now I've got this pattern laid out, folded, and here's my shoulders. Now I don't want my shoulders straight across because I wasn't thinking about that when I cut it. But here's the neck and then here's the shoulders. I'm going to taper these shoulders just a hair. Okay, so I've got my pattern laid out. That's the back, that's the front. And I've folded it in 2. That way I'll have 2 pieces per, because I want it to look good on the front and the back. So I'm fixing to cut these out. And also the reason I use this is because it's got the little squares in there, this wrapping paper, and it's easy to, you know, it's easier to cut because you know where you're cutting. All right, so I've got that cut out, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these and put them face to face, and I'm going to do the back the same way. But the back I'm going to have to cut in 2 right there, but I want to get it sewed first, so I'm going to turn it just like that, face to face. And then I'm going to sew all the way around this. And I'm going to leave a spot at the end right here so I can turn it. And then this will be the same, looking the same on both sides, front and back. I still got cream thread on there. But it's not going to make a difference because I'm going to turn this inside out so you won't see it anyway. Okay, I left me a little hole right here to turn it, and then right through here, I just clipped it right there, so when I turn it, it will lay flat because I'm going to top stitch it. So I'm going to get this turned inside out, flatten it out, and then I will do a top stitch on it, and then we'll work on the back. Okay, fixing to do the same thing to the back, sew it all the way around, leave me a spot right here to turn it. Okay, so here's my front, there's my back. Now for the front, I want to fold it up like this right here. And then I want to run me 2 stitches down through here. That way I have 2 small pockets and 1 big pocket. And then I'm going to top stitch it all the way around. And then the back, you know, I hadn't thought it all out real well, but I'm working as I go. So, and by the way, I don't know if I ever said, these are just like, I'm calling them adult bibs. Okay, so I done the stitches right here and right here. I know they're not even, but you know, you have different stuff that requires different sizes. So you may want to put your chapstick over here. You may want to put your Kleenexes here and whatever you right there. But anyway, that's what I've got so far. Okay, originally, okay, I've got it on. And originally, I was going to cut the back in 2 and put me a little, you know, button up there so they can get it together. But this one, you know, is big enough in the neck. So I probably won't have to do that. But that was my intention to start with, was to cut it in 2, you know, and just to wrap it around and button it or snap it, whatever. But for this one, and this is just my practice one, and of course it would be for a man. For a woman, I'd like to have it, you know, a little frillied up. I think it'd be pretty. But anyway, it's to catch the food and stuff. And here's the little pockets and stuff. And I think on this one, I think I may just leave it alone. And then my next one, I will, because I learned a lot of mistakes. First mistake is when I went to cut it out, I should have done it face to face. That way when I sewed it out, it would have been perfect the way I cut it out, but I didn't. I done it the other way, and when I turned it back over, of course, if you're off on this side, it's going to show on this side. So anyway, first mistake. You learn by your mistakes. So I want to get this down perfection style, pretty good, because I do want to give them to the residents in the nursing homes, and I don't want them to look bad. So this one right here, I have just got it pinned together right there. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, I'm going to, stepped on something. I'm going to sew these two together. And I think that is all I'm going to do to this one. When I make my rest of them, I learn by my mistakes and I will fix it. But this one is easy enough to pull off over your head. So I'm going to sew the shoulder seams together and I'll be done with this. And just one more thing I just wanted to say is, if you were trying to adjust your color on your TV or your phone, don't do it, because that's right, it's gray hair. I'm just letting it grow out because it's just time. Anyway, I just didn't want you to think something was wrong with your camera or your TV. Don't adjust your color. That's the correct color. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking with me. Thank you so much for all you new viewers, subscribers. I appreciate you so much. You just don't know how much I appreciate it. But anyway, like I said, I am going to perfect this and make, quite a bit to send to the nursing home. And my next project I think I'll work on is one of those little, for a walker. So I did make one time when my mother-in-law was in the nursing home, but, I seen a lot of things I could have improved on. So I'm going to work on that too. So that'll probably be my next project. But anyway, I just want to appreciate you. I just want to thank you for sticking with me, and I appreciate everybody. So until next time, God bless you. God bless your family. Y'all stay safe.